Yeah. Hey there, everyone. Victor Frost here, and today I'm going to be playing a game called the Stanley Parable. And just a second. Okay. So this game just came out. And even though I'm feeling quite ill today, I was feeling a lot worse off yesterday. Today is my birthday, so I thought I would buy myself the full game after playing the demo, which is extremely entertaining, and I'd play it. And I thought it'd be, hey, why not stream this since I have this new streaming software dealy going on here, and share this experience with anyone who cares, which honestly I can't imagine too many people that would, but hey, this is the internet. We broadcast our lives for no particular reason. And well, let's play this game, the Stanley Parable.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Oh, goody.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Was he?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, so I have control now. There's no jump. Okay, crouch works. Standard control. Control is crouch. Right click doesn't do anything. Like, oh.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
What happened?
What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No.
Well, the door closed.
This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
What just happened?
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever.
What just happened?
I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
What the hell just happened? What? Okay, I gotta take this opportunity to get out of the damn room. What the hell was that? Doors. That's locked. Why did I click? Oh, hey, does clicking do anything? Okay, so clicking does stuff.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Huh. Okay. The meeting looks vaguely. Well, clearly it can't be, so let's go. Oh, what's that? Waiting input. Through the open doors, then. Hello, Z. That way. Heard of it. Like all super blocky. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Well, Portal has always taught me that listening to the omniscient voice is generally the bad thing, so I'm going to go on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Is there narration for every choice? Looks like that's a meeting room of sorts. Apparently not the meeting.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I wouldn't call it a match.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Well, okay then. Onward.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Maybe I should listen to the voice this time.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
That's got a light on it. I'm gonna go with the voice this time again. Hey.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
getting...
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Out to this. Let a ball up inside you. Passive aggressively on other co-worker. Oh. Oh. Okay, well, yes. Alright, well, time to go to the boss's office. Like, room closet. That looks different from some of the other rooms. Historically, clicking for the doors has not opened them. And yet I feel somewhat compelled. Yeah, oh, whoa, okay. The door moved me. Okay, let's try that.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay, time to get back on track then.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, up the stairs we go. Omniscient voice, do not steer me wrong. Is that the office? Executive bathroom. Ugh, not the first time I haven't been allowed in the room. Computer.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him.
Ooh,
and
hello.
so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay. Take a shot in the dark here.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Alright. Nothing there. Okay, so onward. Don't know why I expected anything different to happen. Ah, loading. Here we go.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Maybe the rejection of decades of corporate mind control? I want to take the pessimistic view on it. Scary
Stanley
sky.
walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Freaking
Mind Control
way.
Facility.
No way, that straight up says mind control. Did I call that, or did I call that? Huh. Yet, this is marked escape. You know, Ratman never steered me wrong before. And yet, not listening to the narrator has steered me wrong. Huh. I'm gonna follow Ratman on this one.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Wait, what? Violent death? What do you mean, violent death? You know what the hell, I'm just gonna go for it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I feel like it's trying to tell me something.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Okay then. Alright, here we go. Because, why not? That doesn't look dangerous at all. Alright. Here we go! I have fallen down a very long hole. This was perhaps not the best decision. No, perhaps not. Oh, crap.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise,
great, mashy death
he
bullets.
reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
What?
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body,
What just
killing
happened?
him instantly.
Ah, I'm falling again. What just happened? What?
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
What's going on now?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same.
Huh?
Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
What is all of this? Blueprint shows the office in the beginning of the game. What is this, like sort of developer's commentary area? What is... Huh? It's like a museum of the game. What? What? What is all of this? It's like... Okay, I have no idea what just happened here. Greenlight page had only a series of cryptic photos were still enough to view the community's approval. What is this? Okay. Whatever. I mean, not that I'm in any particular hurry in here, but seriously, what the hell just happened here? Right. Onward, I suppose. Okay, another expense.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
I assume that the female narrator here is talking about on versus off. What the hell? What else is there to do, right?
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
Okay, alright, well, whatever. Oh! Ooh, that was... gruesome? Is that it? Okay, well, I guess I have to begin the game again. I don't know what just happened. Okay. Here we go, once again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Running through at full speed.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
left
doors,
this time.
he entered the door on his left.
There's the meeting room. From the exact same angle? What?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Up to the
Coming
boss's
to a
office.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley
Crap, I can't
wondered
remember the damn
aloud
code.
to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet.
A
And so the
terrible
boss
secret.
had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He
Right.
stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Down we go. Again. This time we will not be walking down the hallway to the death. Again. This time we will go to the mind control facility.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
don't like darkened catwalk. And conveniently, there is a button that has a light bulb on it, so let's turn that on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Yeah,
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
That's a good question.
Did he have the strength to find out?
All right. Across the second catwalk. Right on. And this is a button that apparently turns on security cameras.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
my.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Apparently not. Yeah, still sick. Let's see. Okie dokie. Push that button there, sure, why not?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yeah, it makes sense. That kind of job sucks.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yeah.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, okay, but everything looks pretty much offline right now. But alright, whatever. Facility power, here we go. Alright. Well, that's off then. So,
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine! Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened,
I'm feeling like
Stanley
this is
reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
faint.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Except you're kind of
It was
railroading.
perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Except you really are
Stanley
railroading
felt the
this
cool
choice.
breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Until... Okay, apparently I beat the game, according to the achievement. And I'm at the back at the beginning again, okay? Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
One more time, I suppose. This time with music.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room,
Because
and
we're gonna
Stanley
mix
knew
things
it
up a little
perfectly
bit here.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Looks like that
And so
shaft
he
going down
detoured
this time,
through
huh?
the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
If this kills me again...
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here,
Oh,
it's,
what?
left.
Are you sure now? The narrator doesn't know which way to go. That's great.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Oh, for God's sakes.
Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Uh-huh. You sure now?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler.
Oh,
Quick,
for
Stanley,
fuck's
close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Oh, you're
and
kidding.
this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
You're kidding me. That's rich. Okay, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now this is a completely different kind of game. Now this is a game where I screw with the game.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
What? No.
Did you move the story somewhere, or...
Why-
Hold on.
The game.
Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
What is going
Okay,
on?
then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Go that way. Well, let's go this way, I guess. Okay. Then corridor here. Great. No, that's not helpful at all.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise
Whoa.
you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's not.
Why not, right? Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, how screwed up could things be this time? What?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Okay. Okay.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something.
What do we...
The story. Here it comes.
Where did all this come from? I'm in a freaking
No,
loop.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
For Christ's sake. Oh, what? The hell is
Now
this?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
What?
Congratulations!
What?
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
What?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
That's
We
rubbish.
both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Okay. The narrators get...
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Okay, let's follow the line. Really? Alright, here we go. This is one dodgy route here.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience
Finish this
of
line
that
fast
existence,
enough.
right?
Stop rambling.
Okay. Now, if my experience
what the
of your
hell is
existence
this?
rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
Like
Whoa, whoa,
Stephen
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Fry
Hang on.
went on a drinking...
That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Hey,
You know what?
what's all this
I think what we
business?
need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
You're kidding. I have no idea what this is.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Burn?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Alright. Okay then. Onward.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell? Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore.
Oh,
To
for
hell with
Christ's
it.
sake.
Restart.
Again? I don't even know if I should follow this damn line.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know, How about this direction?
Well, why the hell not? What? That's a corridor.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
This
What
is
do you
going in
want
circles.
our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination.
We are going in
Whatever it might be,
circles.
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Or not?
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I can't very well not acknowledge it. It's on the only corridor there is. There. Okay then, well, whatever.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control.
Maybe.
How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay.
all
So
right.
I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come,
I'm not sure
Stanley.
that was very
Our
logical.
destiny awaits.
All right.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
Are
that's
you
what this
kidding
is?
me?
It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined?
Are you
So now,
kidding
according
me?
to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we...
Ah, crap. What the...
Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule?
That's funny, because I really wanted to see
How
the
would we
bookstore.
even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
Oh, what? The game restarted without the narrator. That's fantastic. Okay, here we go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
So we've got a
Perhaps
few
he had
more
simply missed
restarts,
a
it
memo.
seems.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, door on the left. Player, is this me attempting to follow the story?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees. bursting into half moans,
Apparently,
half sobs, the guttural
Getting the achievement
retching
you
of
can't
life from
jump.
a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean? Was it a sign of hope for Stanley's future?
Not likely.
Alas, it was not. For although this keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly.
5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television
Are we actually going
screens.
to beat the
What
game
horrible
again? Or I don't know
secret
what's
did
going
this
on here.
place hold? Stanley thought to
Is
himself.
it still the confusion
Did he
ending?
have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Bring on the lift.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from
Okay,
this
this
very
time let's
place.
turn the machine
And as the cold reality of his
on.
past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I did.
After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yeah.
Control?
Hell yeah.
Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
Well, okay
eliminating
then.
the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated.
Oh boy, 1 second.
All right.
Yes, where were we? Alright.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Free.
Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you.
Fine.
Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
052.
One soul?
0 button.
Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
No! Hey, there's a door here.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Happily ever after, I suppose. Well. That was interesting. Suppose. I think that's about enough for now. Yeah. Interesting, I suppose. But, yeah, that's enough for now.